Day before yesterday, we were looking into different options like branches, and we have seen different like branch policies, branch security, what is lock, how to create a new branch, how to delete a branch, how to lock a branch. Okay. So we can perform all these things from this options menu. And apart from that, there are two things which we talked about. So there are two options, like in the merge option there are two more options, like one was rebase option and one was squash merging. So rebase means like uh, I'm in the feature branch, and going into the feature branch I'll perform some command like git rebase main. Now, what it will do, it will allow the main branch commit, whatever is committed in the main branch, to be copied from the commit of the feature branch. So, whatever, like in the feature branch, I am doing something, and then from the feature branch only, okay, from the feature branch only, what you can do, you can go to the feature branch and you will do git rebase main. Means whatever the commit is there, whatever the commit you have done in the feature branch, rebase it to the main. Okay, so whatever the commit is there in the feature branch, it will come to the main branch as well directly. You don't have to add anything, you don't have to commit anything, just use this command git rebase main. Then there was other command, squash merging.
Means it will replace that branch, right?
No, no, not replace. Like whatever you do in normal way, like you first create a feature branch, then you change some code in the feature branch, then you add it, then you commit it, then you push back it to the main branch or merge it back to the main branch. Okay, then after like merging and all, you push it to the remote branch, all those things like adding and pushing, all those things. But here if you like directly from the feature branch, if you run this git rebase main, you don't have to go to the main branch and all. Like in the earlier case, what we have to do, if you want to merge, then you have to go to the main branch. In this case, from the feature branch only, you can run git rebase main. So whatever the commit is done in the feature branch will go to the main branch or will merge to the main branch. That is the rebase option. It is also called a fast forward merge. Okay, fast forward means like you have one or two options, you have to do it less, or one or two steps you have to do it less than whatever you do there in the normal merging. Okay, directly you can from the feature branch you can run git rebase main. Then in the squash merging, like go to the main branch and git merge squash. Now squashing, I told you, if there are number of commits, if there are number of commits like 10 commits, just for an example, 10 commits of f1 there are there, like number of commits are there, then what they you will do, see, sometimes interviewer will ask what is the difference between rebase and squashing. So you can answer that in rebase option, it will take as one commit. Like whatever the thing which is committed in the feature branch, that will be uh, uh, as it is, that will be taken in the main branch. But as a one commit means single commit, not multiple commits. But in the squashing, what will happen, if you have done one commit in feature branch, then you have again done another commit, then third commit, then fourth commit, then if you perform this squash merge, so it will take all the commits in the main branch. Okay, in the squash merge. So rebase option will take one merge at a time, and squash merge will take all the commits at the same time. That is the difference between rebase and merging, squash merging. two types of merging, rebase and squash. So that was the difference between rebase and squash. Now, earlier we used to see how we can change the file from our local and all. Now you can see that how we can create a feature branch over here, how we can like change the code over there, how we can create a pull request and we can merge it to the main branch. Okay, so here is a branch. As of now there is a main branch. Now what you can do, you can create a feature branch. I created like F1. Now as of now I am taking it same based on the main branch only. Here I don't have any work item. I'll not link any work item here. Okay, I'll create this F1. Now you can see F1 is created. Now we'll go to our view home index.html. Now here it is. Welcome to our DevOps project. Our class starts 8 a.m. Change for three-way merge. You can add some more line over here. So you can edit. Commit from DevOps portal. Commit from DevOps portal. Now this is done. What I can do, I can commit it and commit done on, or you can give the date. Your commit done from DevOps portal. DevOps portal to the file index.html. Branch will be F1. As of now, there is no work item to link. I'll commit it. Now this has been committed here. Now, if I want to merge it to the main branch, I have to create a pull request over here. So I can create a pull request over here. So you can see from where it is, source is F1, where into main, okay, files 1, commits 1. Okay, you can see the description. You can give any title, commit done from whatever. I'm taking the description only. You can give any title. Okay, so that whatever title your team understands, you can give that title if you are merging something from your feature branch to the main branch. Okay, commit done from the DevOps portal to this reviewers. Now see, as of now the reviewers are required. Now add reviewers. So there can be optional reviewers, there can be required reviewers. So you can give the name of the reviewers, okay, in the optional as well, in the required as well. Optional, even they will not see the pull request, then it is okay. But required reviewers should review your request and approve it. So I can add myself as of now. Work items to be linked, as of now nothing. Okay, and what I'll do now, see what are the options. Create and create as draft. Now you can keep your change as a draft change, means you can create it early, you can keep it with like create as a draft, and whenever you will execute your change, then the pull request will be actually created. Okay, it is similar to that. You write an email, and you keep it as a draft, and then whenever it is required you can send it. Okay, so you can also keep the change as a draft. Okay, so you can create as a draft, or directly you can create from here. If you want, you can add some tags over here. Just for your understanding, you can add the tags. Now if you create a pull request will be created here. Now you can see my name is there and must approve, and as of now there is no review, you can see. And this is an active pull request, proposes to merge f1 to the main. Okay, I'm proposing f1 merging to the main. Overview, it will show you like this: files, what file. And earlier it was like this. And what is the change, what has been added? Commit from DevOps portal, this has been added. Okay, so this is the file. Updates, commit done from DevOps portal to the file. So, like, it will show the commit ID and all, and commits again it will show that commit ID and all. So in the overview section, what it is showing, that it is showing that whatever is there, it's clear, means no merge conflict. There are no merge conflict. Whatever is there, it is clear. So reviewer can review and approve. Reviewer can review and approve. Now, if you go to my email, okay, I'll not be getting email on, I think, Gmail one. I'll be getting that in the Outlook one. Since we have this profile using our member ID, so it will be sending the request to the, okay, this is also my alternative email ID. Wait, let's see. If you can log into the Outlook, and there we can see the, asking, it is asking for a new code. Continue with Outlook, create one, sign in with the security key. What is this?
It is asking you to map with 3 into that.
That I understand, but the image is not showing it clear.
Yeah, yeah. Even I got a little bit late to understand this. What is this one? Yeah, this one.
These are four, these are like, okay.
Next one. Yeah, this one.
Okay, this I have to do 10 times.
God. Only one should match.
This one.
Next. Yes. Next. Yeah.
Zero ducks.
This one. This one. No. The previous one. Previous one. This one. Yes, this one.
Let it be. Leave it. There will be a mail triggered. Okay. Let's not waste time in this. That there will be a mail triggered in your Outlook. Okay, using this ID, because this is a member ID of Azure portal, so it will send the email on the Outlook. Okay. So once you get in the Outlook, there will be a link in your email. Uh, Check that link and you can approve the pull request from there directly. It will take you to this page only. Whenever you click on the see pull request or view pull request, it will take you. Now, if you go to the files, see, you can view, you can like this, you can view the, or you can view side by side, or even you can view inline like this, or you can see the modified content, whatever the modified content is. Okay. So inline is better because it shows whatever is committed and whatever it was already there. Okay. It shows you like this. Go to overview and you can set to approve with you can approve with suggestions. Wait for the author. Now, sometimes there must be someone who is the author of that file, or author means who created that file originally. Maybe someone is there and some other person or developer is working on that file. So if you are like a solution architect or scrum master or senior developer, then you can keep it like that. Wait for the author, and you can click on wait for the author, and you can name that author, whosoever is the author. He will review, and then it will be approved automatically, or else you can reject it. So see, this is approved. Okay, and you can click on complete, then complete. Okay, see, merge type, no fast forward. Okay, then what are the options? Complete associated work items and after merging, delete F1 after merging. Okay, so you can keep this option, like it will delete after merging, it will delete. Or you can customize merge commit message also. Okay, you can complete this merge. Now you can see that this merge has been completed. Now, if you go to the repos section in the main branch only, if you go and see that file, you can see that commit with DevOps portal. So you can even directly work on the DevOps portal like this. You can create a feature. Now you can see that feature branch is deleted now. Now, whatever the other option we have seen, we can go with that also. Like you can create a feature branch. For example, you created F1. Now F1 is created. Now what you can do? You can add some more thing. You can edit it. Uh, you can write, sorry, uh, you can write three-way merge from the portal. Three-way merge from the portal. Uh, you can commit this one. F1 three-way merge completed in index.html. F1 branch committed. Now this has been committed. Now I didn't created any pull request here. Okay. Go to the main branch. I go to the main branch. Now you can see that here. I did this one. You can write three-way commit to main branch. You can commit as well. Main completed for three-way merge. In index.html. Now this is done in main branch. Now this is also committed. I'll go back to the feature branch. I'll go back to the feature branch. You can see we have committed over here, and then we have committed in the main branch as well. Okay. Now you can create a pull request. You can go to the pull request. You can create a new pull request here. Select the branch from F1. You have to merge it to the main. Okay. Required reviewers, again myself. None other options. Create. Can you see merge conflict now? Whatever we have seen in from the local, it's here also. You have a merge conflict. Okay. So edited in both. You have edited in F1 branch as well. You have edited in where you have edited in feature branch as well. So you have to do either one thing. You have to, now if you go to the files section, you can see, you can view in this way. Okay, inline as well. You can view side by side as well. See here, commit from the DevOps portal, and here three-way merge from the portal. Now you have to, before approving, you have to ask your developer that please go and resolve the conflict first. So what you can do, you can either reject it, okay, or you can ask by Teams or any means that, okay, please resolve your merge conflict, and then I'll approve.
Uh, Here one doubt,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, feature branch, the latest totally three code is there. So three line is there. So one line is old one, other two lines latest one. But in the main branch, the one line is old one, other two is new one.
In the file,
Yeah,
yeah, in the file again, tell me how many branches are there? What
only two branch. Okay, feature to main. Okay,
feature to main you have to merge, and there is a file, and
yeah, that
inside
is
the file, yeah, go ahead.
inside the file. Two line is latest
Okay,
latest one in
current
the feature branch.
current change, current
Yeah,
change,
current
two
change
lines.
is latest one in the feature branch.
Okay.
But in the old one line is old one. But
Huh.
in main branch, two line is I mean the old one. I mean that is a new one. One is the old one. So vice versa. So like I have to update that whether we have to update that feature branch or in the main branch. Anyone we can update, right?
Yes,
Directly
any
here we can update, right?
see, yes. What merge conflict, why it happens? Because Git is confused.
Yeah.
Like
And
what to merge? Either to merge from the main branch, either to take the change from the main branch, or either to take the change from the feature branch. That it is confused in.
yeah.
Okay. So you have to resolve that conflict. Okay. Whenever you will resolve that conflict, then it will merge.
So it will resolve in here itself, or we
No,
have to
no,
go to
developer has to
admin.
resolve it. Developer has to resolve it.
No, actually, we are doing that one, like MLR versions or something like we are doing that one. In that case, yeah, we can do it. We resolve through the Git also. Also, we can directly commit here, right? So we can update
Yes,
here, directly commit here, right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
So you can go to the file section. Now either you can go with the this one, whatever you have merged. Okay, you can go to your file, views, home, index.html. Now whatever you have added, either you can remove this, but you have created a pull request to do it from F1 to main, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you remove from here, from the F1, then there is no need of that pull request then. Since you have created a pull request to merge from F1 to main, you will not delete the change from here. You have to delete it from the main branch. Now, in general, as of now, we are having only two branches, main and F1. That's why we made, just to show you the three-way merge, I have made the changes in the main branch. Okay, no one will make that change directly in the main branch. Okay, there can be two separate feature branches, like from when in those feature branches, maybe some change has been done from the feature branch 2, some changes have been done from the feature branch 1. Okay, so either now you have to remove it from the F1, or either you have to remove it from the F2. But if you have created a pull request from F2 to F1 or F2 to main, then what you have to do, you have to remove that change from the F1. Okay, then only you will be able to merge that to the main branch, or merge that to the F1 branch, like this. Okay, so if we change in the main just to show you three-way merge, but no one will change in the main.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So now what we have to do, we have to come here, and then we have to whatever we have done, we have to three-way commit to the main branch. So we have to remove that. Or don't give this one. you can give conflict resolved. Conflict resolved. Now you can commit it.
Yeah, Abhishek.
Huh?
Yeah. So the conflict and all, so these are things like bound to happen, right? If we
Mhm.
go and like we have to manually delete, then the purpose of this Git, right? So how we are maintaining, because initially we discussed that all this like independently every one can work, right? Irrespective what another person is working. So Git will take care of the merge or the conflict part. So when we get the conflict, we
Mhm.
have to resolve the conflict, right? In
Yeah. If
the
if
code
you're
where,
DevOps engineer, it's not your work.
yeah, that's what. No, if it is here, what we are doing, we are trying to resolve the conflict, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the approach what we took was like we went to the specific branch, we deleted the code.
Yes.
This is not the good practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like say for example, a person has already done his work and committed the code into master
See,
or
good
main.
practice is also not doing it from the portal. Good
Yeah, that's
practice
what.
is doing it from the Visual Studio or from the your command prompt, whatever you are working in.
Yeah, but merge conflict we can do it from portal itself. It gives the UI where it is going to show you what is in master and
Yes.
what is in your feature branch.
Yes.
So which one you want? You want to override or you want
Yeah,
to
that you
accommodate
can.
both?
Yes, yes, that you can go and see from portal only, like from pull request only. Here,
Yeah,
if you go to the file section, you can see here.
yes, yes, not this one. Can you go to that merge conflict where it is showing the merge conflict?
Uh, okay, wait. This one, yeah.
Yeah, this one, right? So here itself we get option
Mhm.
to resolve this conflict itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's like very simple example, right? So just imagine in production, if such kind of thing happens and we go and delete the code, it's not possible.
Yeah, production, you will never do that, right?
Yeah, so how to resolve this merge conflict? I think here it should be an option.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that. Wait. Like in Visual Studio, we have a direct option over there.
Yeah. So yeah, in even in our code, like in our feature branch, we can resolve this merge. So before that, we have to take the pull of the master, and
Yes.
it is going to again shout or cry for the merging, right? Conflict. So
Yes.
there we can resolve and then we can commit, and that is also one way.
Means we can have a pull request for the main branch first. There we can approve the pull request, and once it is done, the merge conflict will be resolved already, right? So,
No, Abhishek, no, I'm not saying, because see, we consider master as our main, right? So somebody has already done the changes
mhm.
and tested also. Now
Yes.
I am also making changes in the same file and same line. That's why it is showing the conflict. Right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So now I cannot directly remove because that person has already done some changes.
Yes.
So either I have to accommodate, means both the changes, his also and mine also.
Mhm.
And then this merge conflict gets resolved and then code can be pushed again to master or main in this case.
Yes.
So otherwise that person's work will get lost. Here also there should be an option to make the changes to resolve this conflict.
Actually, there is a resolution type option. I was just checking that. One to main.
Both code cannot be same, right?
Pardon?
Both code cannot be same, right? If the merge conflict is there, then the same line, his changes and the other person changes are that's why the merge conflict is coming, right?
Yes.
So in that case, he that person's once he tested, then he will changes that one. That is the latest one. What he changes now, that could be the latest one, right?
Yes.
So these changes will be merged into the main branch. So these changes will be there in there. So he has to discuss with that person. Then the latest changes will coming to that code, so that the main branch will be tested now as per the latest one. That could be the result one, right? So both the changes cannot be tested right at the same time in the main branch.
There should be an option here only. Actually, as of now, I'm not remembering from the portal. Because mostly when I was working like 5, 6 years back, I was working from the local only, and there it was easy to resolve that. From the portal, I didn't remember that. I need to check
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to customize somewhere, and
Yes.
then
Yes. Yes.
there will be a like we have a commit as a tab, right? So likewise, there will be a merge means conflict also as a tab, and then when we click on conflict, it is going to show. It will give us the UI that line to line what is in master and what is in your branch. Okay, fine, Abhishek, no problem. Through code also we can do like that Visual Studio.
Visual Studio. We have done that earlier, right? In the last class.
Visual Studio itself, we can do that one conflict.
That I've done in the last class, like when I was explaining you from the Visual Studio, that we have done already. Okay, I was just looking into here, like how we can do it with Portal as well. Let me check and I'll tell you this later. Okay, from where we can do that.
Yeah.
As of now, we're not getting that option. Okay, let's see this later. Okay, now there can be tags. Now, if you are doing some release, okay, and say there are no changes, means I've done one release 6 months back, and I'm again doing one release. Okay. Now the branch through which I released the last change, it was then created, and that was say production branch or any branch that will be there. Now I have to release that code again into the production. Now I'll be releasing that through some new version or new tag. So for that purpose, I can create a tag over here. So this tag is nothing, it will be relevant to a repository only. Okay. So you can create a tag, like from here, you can create a tag, and that can be based on the main branch. Now, what will be the tag name? Like you are doing some release for any product. So you can write something like that, whatever the product name may be, like you can write product, and then you can give release, and then you can give something like that v, or something, sorry, not like this, v1 or 1.1 or something like these kinds of version you can give over here, so that someone, when you will see, okay, this has been deployed to the production and what branch you have taken, so you have released it from the tag itself, and that tag will be based on the same branch through which you have released in the before 6 months. What you have released from that tag will be based on this, and whenever you will creating a pipeline for a release, you will be choosing this tag apart from this branch. You will not choose that. Okay. So tag is for that purpose. So tag is nothing but same as your branch only. Okay. The difference is that in branches, you will not give some version and all. In tags, you can mention version of the releases of your project. Then pull requests we have seen. In the advanced security, you can see what are the options. So in the advanced security options, like advanced security is off as of now. If you see, if I enable this advanced security option, it will take some charges. Okay. So you can view the billing first. If you enable this. Okay. As of now, there is no billing option since we haven't enabled this. But if you will enable, then you will get the billing. Then repository settings, forks. Allow users to create fork from this repository. Means anyone can come and fork. Like you fork in the public GitHub repository. Like you have some project in the public GitHub, you can fork that. Forking and curling is different. Curling is downloading that code from the repo. Forking is you are forking whole repository into your own. For example, from public GitHub to your own GitHub, you are forking it. So whatever the project or whatever the repository will be, it will be forked directly to your either you can be forking in Azure DevOps in other account, or either you can fork in GitHub, or from GitHub you can fork it in this Azure DevOps. So you can fork whole repository here.
What is that fork, Abhishek?
Hello.
Yeah, tell about fork. No, I'm not understand what is fork.
Say we are in the repo. Now this is our demo project. Now I have to download this demo project into my local. What I'll do? I'll do clone, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, I'll do a cloning. Okay. But if I say, what if I have to take whole repository? Okay, whole repository. So there is an option to fork it. There's an option to fork it. Can you see this fork option? Now clone option will give me some URL to download this code. So clone to VS Code. So this will be code clone to my VS Code. Any kind of IDE, integrated development environment, I can clone. Or if I don't want to clone, what I can do, I can copy this URL, and from the command line interface, I can download this using some command, directly download. Forking is, so this thing, using this thing, I am downloading in my local, but using the fork option, fork, I can give my own, you can say, repository. Okay, now this is the repository, demo project. This is the name of the repository, project demo project. Okay, and then branches to include only the main branch or all branches. You can include all branches. And if you, once you click on fork, so see, now the project, this repository name has changed. It has created a new repository with the same branch. Now, just for an example, I'm saying that there was one question in the yesterday in the 9:45 batch. He asked me that I have only one repository. Inside that repository, I have one branch for the production. I have one branch for the non-production. So I want another repository for the non-production. So I said, if you want another repository from the non-production, what you can do, you can go to your non-production, you can right click, you can fork it. You can fork it and you can give your repository name, whatever new repository you want to create, and then you can fork it. Now only the default main branch you have to fork, or you have to fork all branches. So what you can do, you can fork all branches. Now earlier I have forked this one. Now if I want to create another one, I will again fork it, and then another one will be created. So now I have three repositories. Now if I'll show you here, you can see this. One is demo project, one is this one, and third is this one. I have three repositories now. Got it?
The
What is
color,
the forking?
the fork one is color change, right? Gray color, right?
Yes. So from this one only I've created two. This one and this one. Still you have a confusion, right?
Obviously, fork means creating a duplicate repository.
Correct. And
Oh.
in the portal only, not in the local. Okay. For local, you have a clone option. You can download using clone option. But if you want to create another repository with the same code in your DevOps portal only, then you will use the fork option. Got it?
Yes.
This one is a backup, right? Like,
Not backup. Exactly. Yeah, backup means same code will be there. But depends on the requirement. I told you someone was asking me that requirement. Say for example, this is my demo project. Demo project. And inside this demo project, I have two branches. One is my main branch and another one is my feature branch, F1. Now say this main branch, my main branch is my production. And my feature branch is my non-production. Or it can be any non-production. It can be stage, it can be QA, it can be UAT, it can be dev. So non-production. Now these both branches fall in the same repo, demo project repo. I want non-production to be in the different repo. So what I can do, I can take the fork option. I can go here. I can choose fork option here. Fork. So using fork, it will create a new repository for me. And whatever name you will choose, it will take that name. Say for the new repository, I have chose the name as demo project. Demo project dot or not dot underscore, you can say non-production. Now the same code with both the branches will be in the demo project non-prod also. Okay, there will be a main branch or there will be F1 branch. Okay. Now there is no option to fork the feature branch directly. Either you have to fork the main branch, either you have to fork all the branches at one time. So it's like it's a mandate that you have to fork all the options if you want to take F1 branch as a non-prod branch in the non-prod repository. So you have to take it and you can work on the F1 then or your non-production branch. So this is the option to fork like the project into another repository. And then if you want to download in local, then there is a simple option, clone. That is the difference. So that there can be a question like this, what is the difference between a clone and a fork? So forking you will be doing in the cloud only, cloud itself, okay, with creating another repository, and cloning you will be downloading that in the local.
Yeah. Abhishek, so once we create that fork branch, right? So there won't be any connection between the branch from where we have created. It's like independent, right? We whatever changes we
Independent repository will be created.
What is use of this? Normally, we can create that clone and we'll do the feature branch and we'll update the same thing, right? Fork is like
Come again, what you are saying?
normally the clone we can use, right, instead of fork. But it is, what is the main use of this fork here?
Cloning is downloading. Say this project is there, this was in the remote repo. So you will download and it will come here in your local folder, that project. While forking will create us another repository and it will keep the same project in another repository.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go to the pipelines now. Now pipeline is whenever you have some code, you have to deploy some code or you have to build some code. Like we were building a code from our local, from the command prompt. There we were performing building, restoring everything using some commands in the CMD. Now, since this is automation, okay, you can perform that build and release using pipelines. You can perform build and release using the pipelines. So this is a kind of cloud service that helps to automatically build, test, and deploy your code. Now there are two types of pipelines. One is a build pipeline that is called a CI pipeline. Pipelines. Okay, so one is a CI pipeline here, and that CI pipeline is called the build pipeline. Why CI? Continuous integration. And then there is a CD pipeline. CD pipeline is continuous deployment. That is a release pipeline. So, and what is build pipeline for? So you can say each execution of build pipeline is called a run. Means whenever you will execute, that execution will be called as a run. We'll see how a run looks like. And each execution of a release pipeline, each execution of a release pipeline is called as release. So in order to run the CI pipeline or CD pipeline, what is mandatory? That your code should be in the Azure repos, or it should be in the GitHub, either GitHub community version or either GitHub enterprise version. Or it should be in the TFVC, Team Foundation Version Control, or it can be in the Bitbucket, or it can be in the SVN subversion. So it should be in any kind of version control. VCS, version control system. Any of these. And what will be the output of this CI pipeline? So output will be called as artifact. Output will be called as a artifact. Only if the artifact is available, then the CD pipeline will execute. If there is no artifact generated, then your CD pipeline will not be triggered. Now, when I talk about pipelines, this is a kind of automatic trigger. You can set an automatic trigger. So you can set automatic trigger. When I say automatic trigger means whenever you will push your code into your Azure repo, then a CI pipeline will automatically be executed and that will be running, and after that an artifact will be produced, and once the artifact is produced, then you can have your another trigger into the CD pipeline and your CD pipeline will execute. And how it will execute? You should have an artifact from the build pipeline, then only CD pipeline will download that artifact and it will deploy your artifact to the desired environment. So for running CI pipeline, your code should be in the Azure repo or any of the version control. And for running a CD pipeline, your CI pipeline should produce an artifact. Now, how you will execute this? So for example, your code is there. And say this code is in Azure repos. Code is in Azure repos. It's our case, what we are doing as of now. Okay, it is in my. Now I'll look up to a CI pipeline here. Pipeline. I'll create a pipeline. And what will be the steps in the CI pipeline? What will be the steps or task you can say? So there will be task here. Tasks inside this. What task we have in the CI pipeline? So you will build the code. You will build the code. After that, you will test it. After that, if you want, you can check the code quality as well. Code quality. For this, you have to implement something aftermarket, like from the marketplace. For example, SonarQube is a code checking tool, but here nowadays they have another version of SonarQube tool, that is Sonar Cloud. Sonar Cloud. Now this will check the code quality. Okay, whether is your code is uh, as per the compliances or not. Okay. Then after doing the code quality, you will be it will be generating some artifact, or you can write artifact. Now once the CI pipeline will be done, then will be coming the CD pipeline. So in the CD pipeline also there are tasks. There will be task. And what will be the first task? It will be downloading the artifact. Artifact. And then deploying it into the environment. Deploying the artifact. Now for deployment of the artifact, you will choose for deploying the artifact, you will choose what you will choose. You will choose the environment here. What are the environments? It can be dev. It can be QA. It can be UAT. or what else? It can be production. Production. So these are the tasks which you will be executing inside a you can say CI pipeline and CD pipeline. Now for running a CI pipeline, very first thing for running this, you will be needing some, you can say, some compute resource. Okay. So for running this, you will be needing a compute resource. Also, you can call it as an agent machine. You will be needing some agent machine. Now this can be of two types. It can be a Microsoft hosted agent, or it can be a self-hosted agent. Now, if you choose Microsoft hosted agent, then you don't have to worry about it. This should be provided by Microsoft. So somewhere in the backend, Microsoft will be running your pipeline inside some machine. You will not be knowing what is that agent. Okay. But in the self-hosted agent, when we talk about self-hosted agent, then you have to create a machine where it will be running this self-hosted agent. So for this, what you have to do, create a VM with Azure Pipelines agent running as an extension. So you need to create a virtual machine by yourself. You will be maintaining that virtual machine, and you have to create an extension while creating the VM. What kind of extension? Pipeline agent. Okay. So that will be called as self-hosted. Means you are hosting that agent. So that is self-hosted. Microsoft. So this will be hosted by Microsoft. Okay.
When you create a VM on a portal Azure, do you have to do the extension to pipeline?
Come again, what you're saying?
I said when you create a VM machine
Mm-hmm.
in a portal,
Mm-hmm.
you have to do the extension for pipeline from the portal.
Like this, I'll show you. So So if you go here in the portal, so select any virtual machine, go here, click on create. You can give the name of any resource group, either existing or you can create. So say created this one. As of now, I'm taking everything, whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah.
New disk, networking, management, monitoring,
Advanced.
advanced. So here select an extension to install. So here you can see
Yeah.
Azure Pipeline Agent for Linux.
Yeah, this one. That's for
Yeah.
Linux.
Yes. So once I click on this, it will be installing an Azure Pipeline Agent. So once a pipeline agent is installed, now what we have to do? We have to just make a connection of the pipeline to the Azure portal. That's it. I'll show you how to connect pipeline to a portal. Okay. So this is the self-hosted agent. This will be working as a self-hosted agent. Means you will be maintaining this agent. Okay.
Mhm.
And in other case, Microsoft will be handling that. You don't have to worry about that.
I see.
So in the CI pipeline, very first thing you will be choosing agent machine, and then you will be choosing stage. Okay, stage. It can be a single stage or it can be multiple stages in which you will be creating a CI pipeline. So there
Mhm.
will be stage. A primary object, you can say, okay, or a parent object can be stage or multiple stages. Inside stage, you will have jobs. Okay, job. It can be a single job or it can be multiple jobs.
Mhm.
Now, inside jobs, you will be having task. Whatever task I was talking about here, those tasks. Okay. So very first thing will be agent, then stage or multiple stages. Inside the stage, you will have a job, and inside the job, you will be having different tasks. So whenever someone asks that what is a basic building block of a pipeline, a CI pipeline, what will be your answer then? In an interview, if someone asks, okay, you know CI pipeline in Azure, what will be the basic building block of a CI pipeline? It will be the same, whatever I am writing as of now. So, basic building block of a CI pipeline. Got it?
Mhm.
This has been asked many times in the interview. That's why I'm giving you this. Okay. So basic building block of a CI pipeline is task or step.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to say task and steps.
No, either task
Task
or
or
step. You can,
oh, I see.
yeah. Task or step is one and the same thing.
Mhm.
Okay. So we have seen what is an agent. It's a machine. Then we have seen what is stage, job, task inside a pipeline. Now this is, you will be creating this pipeline. So two types to create a pipeline. So a pipeline can be created in two ways. And what are those ways? First is classic editor. Classic editor. Now this classic editor is old style. Okay. Old style. But whenever you will learn a CI pipeline, how to create it, you will start with classic editor only. Second
Mhm.
one is YAML. YAML pipeline. Now this is advanced and latest as well. So before going into the YAML pipeline, you have to work with classic editor. Now this is GUI based, and this one is you have to write in YAML code. Okay.
Code based.
YAML language.
Mhm.
Okay. So YAML is nothing but yet another markup language.
Is it similar to what do you call Virtual Studio?
Which one? YAML?
Yeah.
No, not Visual Studio. Visual Studio is
That's,
IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Here you have to just
oh,
write the YAML pipeline. That's it. You have an
okay.
editor. It's just an editor. You will be getting an editor.
Oh,
There you will write the YAML code. That's it.
oh, okay.
Yeah, Abhishek, we also have like task groups, right? Like in stages, jobs, task, and steps.
Mhm.
So we have that task group also, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you can like do it like that. You can be take like grouping of the task you can do. I'll show you later. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So let's go to pipeline. Now here you can see create a pipeline. Now once you click on create
Mhm.
pipeline, you can see that connection. Where is your code? Is it in Azure Repos Git, Bitbucket, GitHub, Git Enterprise Server? Where it is? So say you select Azure Repos. What is your project? Say my project is
In,
demo project. Okay,
mhm.
you can choose this one. Now, what you want to, what is your code in? Like ASP.NET Core we have, right?
Yeah.
Whatever we created, that project was on ASP.NET Core, right?
Yeah.
.NET Framework 6.0. So you can choose it. So once you choose this one, what it will do? It will give you a template for .NET Framework. It will give you a .NET Framework template. Or either what you can do, you can select a starter pipeline. Starter means it will give you the steps, a minimal pipeline. If you show more, it will show all of it. It will show all of it, whatever is there. Python, Django, whatever you need to develop, you can develop.
So
YAML,
for Java,
React,
we have
Gradle.
Gradle.
Languages, huh?
Yeah, different frameworks and languages.
So for
Mhm.
Java, we select Java, Abhishek. Yeah.
Mm. Instead of Java, I think you have to select Maven. If you are building a Java project, you have to choose Maven, right?
Okay. So
Yeah.
build tool we need to select here.
Yes.
So that .NET, so that is also build tool for .NET.
Yes. This, if I choose .NET Framework, actually, what will happen? A basic pipeline will be created with some starter steps. Starter steps means, for example, in Visual Studio, you create a ASP.NET Core project, MVC project. So it creates you a Hello World starter project, right? A basic project.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Similarly, it will create a template pipeline for you, and then you can start editing that pipeline. Okay.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want any of it, you can go with starter pipeline. This start pipeline will have minimal pipeline that you can customize to build and deploy your code. So like if you choose this ASP.NET, see, now this has given you all the like NuGet command, NuGet packages, NuGet installer, everything is it has given you. Now you have to just write some steps, some basic steps, what is needed to build, and then you can directly deploy. Now this is a YAML pipeline. Okay, this is a YAML pipeline. Directly,
That's
yeah, directly it is difficult to write a YAML pipeline. You cannot write a YAML pipeline directly. If you don't know YAML and all, you have to practice that. So very first thing what you will do, you will go with the classic editor. Okay, now let's see where is that classic editor. So just save it as of now. Okay, there's a pipeline created now. Yeah. New pipeline. New pipeline. Where is that option gone? Here at the below, it's written that classic editor was there. Mm, Bitbucket.
We can select Azure Repo, right? Inside we go to that. You can see, right? Here, new project.
That is there, but here there's an option for classic editor as well. That's what I'm searching for.
Select demo project. Inside that configuration here, we can select, right? Is there anything? Classic editor here.
Earlier, it used to give it here.
Yeah.
I'm just checking that where it is.
Though it started pipeline, it will be there.
No,
Oh.
be there.
Here we can change anything. Is it updated? Something like. Actually, in the previous itself, the connect itself it should be shown. I don't know why it is not showing here. Create the new pipeline. I can see here. Yeah, here itself it should be shown.
Yes, at the down here, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, in my organization, Azure DevOps also it shows here. Why it is not showing in this one?
Yeah, correct. It should be down. Use the classic editor to create pipeline without YAML should like that.
Wait.
Don't know.
I don't know if we have to enable it from somewhere, if from the settings and all. Maybe.
I think
Wait. Let's go to the project settings.
yeah.
In the pipelines, test management, service connections, settings, days to keep artifacts, general, limit, protect YAML pipeline, disable creation of classic build pipelines. Disable. No classic build pipelines can be created and imported. Existing ones will continue to work. Disable classic release pipelines.
You just enable that on classic pipeline.
It is by default on.
Oh, it's okay.
The disable creation is by default on. I'm just checking. It can
Good on me. YAML build.
It can be changed from somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
Now I think we can see that. Now it is done. Now we can see that. I think it will not change. There's no option to save that settings. Uh, uh, it is off now. Uh, Go to the demo project. Go to project settings. Settings. Now it is off. Now we can see. In the demo project, go to pipelines. Create a new pipeline. Can you see now?
Yeah, how it is happen?
Pardon?
How it is coming?
Actually, you have to go to
Yes.
your organization settings, and in the
Oh,
organization settings, you have to go to the pipeline settings. In the pipeline settings, it was given this like disable creation of classic build pipelines. It was on. I just switched it off from the organization settings directly.
but it is disabled, right? Could not able to on off, right?
No, it was disabled from the project settings, not from the organization settings.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here are the
Project setting.
organization settings. You go to the organization in the organization. If you go to the project, then you cannot do it.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so now you will go to the pipelines, you can see it. New pipeline. Now here, don't choose the YAML one. Okay, don't choose. Use classic editor. Now, once coming to the classic editor, Azure Repos Git, demo project, repository demo project, default branch. I'll choose main branch as of now. Okay. I'll continue with this. Now, select a template, empty job, or you can choose, again, here it is given, you can choose YAML, or you can choose ASP.NET Core, build and test ASP.NET web application. Others, ASP.NET Core. So you can choose this one, or ASP.NET Core .NET Framework, which we created. Okay, so you can choose this one. So once you choose this, it will come with by default task. But if you create the empty job, it will not be having any, you can say, any task. It will not be having. So if you choose this one, let me show you this one as well. Apply. See, a pipeline is created with a template. NuGet installer, NuGet restore, build the solution, test assemblies, publish symbols path, publish artifact. So by default, it is giving everything. So you can go by this also. So if you can see, there is a build pipeline. Inside the build pipeline, get resources. From where it is getting? From the demo project. And from where? From the main branch of this demo project. And then there is an agent. So if you click on agent, see display name agent job 1. Now agent pool, what type of agent you want to choose? So if you choose hosted, Microsoft hosted, then you have to choose Azure Pipelines. And if you want to choose a private one, so what you have to choose? First, you have to create a machine and then you have to install an extension over there and then it will show up here. Now, as of now, it is not showing. Why? Because your pipeline is not connected to any. Your pipeline is not connected to any. There is no connection with the portal.
Yeah.
So either you cannot have your self-hosted agent here, nor you will be having, if you want to deploy something to any environment, then also you need a connection. And that connection inside the pipeline is called a service connection. Now for creating a service connection, which will connect your pipeline to the Azure portal, you have to go to the project settings. Leave it unsaved as of now. Now in the project settings, you will be finding the service connection somewhere. Can you see this service connection? Now, as of now, there is no service connection here. So you can click on create service connection. And what will you choose here? So there are many options to create service connections. So see, now someone like people were asking in the earlier class, like if I want to integrate Jira with Azure DevOps, I want to integrate Jenkins, I want to integrate Kubernetes, how we will be doing that? So we'll be creating service connections. Okay, like I have Jenkins Enterprise Server. I want to integrate it with my Azure DevOps. I can choose Jenkins. I can create a service connection with the Jenkins. If I want to run from Git, so I have to make a service connection from the GitHub. Then only I can take some code from the GitHub to run it in the CI pipeline. If I don't want to use Azure boards as a ticketing tool, I can use Jira here, but I want to make a service connection here with the Jira. Similarly, you can make service connection with ServiceNow also. So all these, you can make service connection with Subversion. You can make service connection Visual Studio, App Center. Many more there are. So for making a connection to the portal, it is mandatory that you should select Azure Resource Manager, ARM, Azure Resource Manager. So choose a connection service or connection type, Azure Resource Manager, and then go ahead. Now, new service connection, authentication method. First one is automatic, workload identity federation automatic, workload identity federation manual, then service principal. Now, what is this service principal? This service principal is nothing but an application in your Microsoft Entra ID. So you will be creating an app registration. You will register an app over here. Say, for example, this is the app. Or you can create a new app registration. And whatever the app will be created here, that app will be acting as a service principal connection for you from the Azure DevOps portal. Say, for example, I have already an app over here. So let's not go with automatic. If I choose automatic and do next, it will create an app registration for me over here. But since I already have an app registration created for some purpose, I'll go with service principal manual. I'll go next. Environment, Azure Cloud. Okay. Scope level, subscription. Subscription ID. You can give the subscription ID. What is my subscription ID here? Tenant ID. I can copy that.
This app registration already is created default, right?
Pardon?
This app registration already defaulted created default, right?
No, this I created for some purpose to explain in some
Oh,
class. Okay.
okay.
If you want to create a fresh, you can go to the app registration. You can create new registration. You can give some name to some your app, and then you can choose. So whether accounts from this organizational directory can only access, whether account from any organizational directory can access, whether accounts from any organizational directory and any personal account can access. Always always choose this one. Okay. Then
So the connectivity with the service connection, right? This app registration.
yes. Okay.
Okay.
No. This will not be connected with. See, how a connection occurs between like this. This is your Azure DevOps, and this is your Azure portal.
Yeah.
Now, for making a connection between Azure DevOps and Azure portal, so this is your DevOps portal. Easy DevOps portal. Your Easy DevOps portal, and this is your Azure portal. So whenever you have this code, you will be deploying this code to some environment, and that environment will be hosted by Azure portal. So you need to make a connection first between them, and that connection is known as service connection. And how you can achieve this service connection? So this will be your service connection. So for creating a service connection, you should have an identity in the form of application. That identity, you can call it as a managed identity. Okay. So like you have your username. Okay. You have your username, and using your username, you are accessing something. But since you will not be the user, like what I can say, in the Azure DevOps portal, when you are working with some code, when you are building some code, and in the release pipeline, it will deploy it. So this DevOps portal will need some connection, and it should be a managed connection. When I say managed, means no physical user should manage it. It should be a direct connection. It should be an automatic connection. So for creating that automatic connection in the Azure portal, you have to create an app registration. This app registration will act as a managed identity. Since this app registration belongs to the Azure portal, so whenever a request will be coming to this app registration, Azure portal will by default allow. Why? Because a request is coming to the app registration, and app registration is a part of Azure portal. Got it what I'm saying?
Yeah, got it now.
Yeah, it will by default allow any type of request. So that's why we have to create an app registration. And then once the app registration is created, how you will make a connection? You have to provide the credentials of that app registration. So you have to provide the credentials of that app registration. So in that credentials, you should provide app ID, tenant ID, and then you have to provide uh,
Key idea.
app secret. So these three things you have to provide. Then only you can make a connection with the app registration. So how you will do? You will create an app. See, in our case, in the Entra ID, we already have an app. So this is the app. And inside this, you will go to the certificates and secrets. And then here you will create a secret. For example, I'll write DevOps portal. Okay, this is the secret. I'll keep it for 90 days. I'll add it. Okay, credential limit has been reached. What I can do, no worries. I can have this one. I have both the keys. So whatever, see, this is the secret ID. This is the value of the secret. So whenever you create a secret, you have to keep this secret with you. Otherwise, once you create a secret, you cannot recover it. It will show you like this. No one can recover this secret in the second time. So you have to keep this secret with you. And in my case, I have already kept this secret with me. Okay. Say I have this file. See, you can see the secret T8 is starting from T8. Okay. See T8. I already have the secret. So no worries. I can write this, give this name my secret one. Okay. And I can give the credentials of that secret over there. My secret one. Okay. Save. So I'll go to the overview of my app. I'll take all these things, application ID and all, directory ID, and I'll give it to this in the service connection. I'll give it. Okay. Now let's give subscription ID, subscription name. So let's go here and subscriptions. Now here, this is my subscription ID. I'll take it. You can choose to attach it with a management group level also. Okay. So you have to give management group ID then. Subscription ID. This one, or we have to not give, we have to give directory ID maybe. App registrations. Directory ID. Be asking for a directory ID. Yes. Machine name, subscription name.
So object ID will be subscription ID, right? Here.
Directory ID, tenant ID.
Tenant ID.
Yeah. Okay. Subscription name, resource group name, and you have to give your workspace name, location. All these things you have to give. Then you have to give the credentials like service principal key and the tenant ID, service connection name, then details, and then grant access permission to all, whatever you have. There are many options. Earlier there used to 3-4 options only.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are many options now. This ML and all.
MLW is new one.
Pardon?
Machine learning workplace is seems a new one, right? Subscription only is there.
Yes. authentication service principal ID. In the service principal ID, you will go there and go to your Microsoft Entra ID, go to your app registrations, applications, go to application, app ID, copy that app ID, this is my service principal ID, service principal key. Let me give the tenant ID as well first. Tenant ID. And then the service principal key for connecting the endpoint. Okay. Let's have this one. Let's verify it. Here it should be subscription ID, subscription 1. Wait. Subscription ID, Azure subscription. Why it is coming from machine learning? Service principal. Let me move.
अभी ब्रेक नहीं हुआ
Yeah, Abhishek, so this part actually got confused. Like, what is the purpose? Like, why we are doing and so many things we are doing, right? So I
Not
think
so many things. Actually, we are just making us just going to the service connection. Just you need to make a service connection. That's it. What so not so many things we are doing. Just making a service connection to run your pipeline. Otherwise, your pipeline will not run. How you will deploy the code into some environment without making a service connection? This is the portal. This is the your DevOps portal. You need to make a connection between them, and for that purpose, you need to make a service connection.
so. Is it like agent? You are creating agent now?
No.
Oh.
Agent is for running the pipeline.
Okay.
Service connection is for, see, there are two things. Don't be confused. Like agent is nothing but the machine. See, whenever, so what we did, we created some application and we used command prompt. Now, whenever we are running some, you can say commands in the command prompt, so it takes some compute service to run that command in the command prompt, right? Some compute is used, compute capacity of the system. So whenever I'm building some code, restoring some code with the command prompt in my system, then my system will be acting as an agent to run all those commands. Similarly, when I'll be running some pipeline over there, so running a pipeline is nothing but just running the commands. Okay. If let's forget the service connection first. Okay. Directly go to the pipelines. Take the pipeline, use the classic editor, choose Azure Repos Git, choose the main branch demo project. Okay. All these things, continue and take an empty job over here. Now leave this agent as of now. Leave this agent. I'll create a job with this agent. Okay. I'll create a job, or you can say, this is my first job. Inside this job, what I'll do, I'll create a task. Now, what kind of task? Now, I'm searching for ASP.NET Core. So if you search, or if not, directly .NET Core, what is the first task you are getting? Very first task. Now, when you click on this task, .NET Build, what do you think what will happen? We are building the code here. We are building the code here. Now, display name you can give any, like build the code or build. So you can see that what are the commands here: build, publish, restore, run, test, custom. These are the commands. Now, if you compare with this one, whatever, like we have built a project over here earlier, we using the command prompt. Whatever the commands we have used, you can see here. So you can see that we created a solution, we created a project, and then after creating the project, what we did? First thing, we restored. Second, we build. So build command, then run command, then publish command. These are nothing what you did with the command prompt. Same thing you have to do it with the this pipeline. So this is a kind of automation. Once you create a pipeline, it will run automatically. You don't have to go and create your project or run your project or restore your project from the local or command prompt or anywhere or from Visual Studio. This is a kind of automation. You can see the connectivity. You uploaded your code into the Azure repos, and then you are creating a pipeline so that whenever you upload any code to the repos, the pipeline will trigger. Okay, and the pipeline will do the same things whatever you are doing earlier over here. Same thing the pipeline will do.
Yeah.
Got it? What I'm saying? So here I am having one task as a build, then I can create another task, then I can create a third task. And what I'll be doing here, like I'm building here, what I'll be doing, or first task not building, I'll be restoring first. Second task I'll be building. Third task I'll be .NET run. Okay, so here I'm restoring, here I'm building, here I'm running. From where I'm running? From the demo project, from the main branch. That's where I have my code. In the local where I was having my code, in the Azure DevOps, in the project folder. Here I was having my code. So whenever I was running these commands, I was making sure that I should run these commands from this path only. So what I did, I took this path for my project. I go here, CD and this path. So I was running restore, build, run, all those commands from here, these commands. So it created my project, it built my project, it restored my project and run my project. Then I've seen in the browser, okay, my project is in the debug mode now, means it was running. And then I created a publish folder where I keep my all the artifacts. So for keeping the artifacts, I created that folder here. If you can see, you can go back to the project. See, this is the publish. And after publishing what I created a zip file so that I can ship it anywhere. I can give it to anyone. In the similar ways, pipeline will do. Pipeline will create, and then there will be another task I'll be creating here. And that task will be publish pipeline artifact. So here restore will happen, here build will happen, here the run will happen, and then whatever the artifacts will be there, it will be published. Where it will be published? In the pipeline itself, in the pipeline workspace. What is this workspace? Pipeline workspace. It is some directory. It is some virtual directory with the Azure DevOps. Okay, or DevOps pipeline. There the artifacts will be consumed. And once the artifact will be consumed, if you want to keep artifact with you, then you can have another task here, copy artifact. Can you see? Copy and publish. So instead of doing this only publish, you can use copy and publish build artifact. So it will publish your build artifact and then it will copy that artifact to wherever you want. Either you want to copy your artifact with the storage account, it will copy your artifact to the storage account, so that you can maintain the version of your each artifact, whatever you are creating. You got it how this pipeline works, right?
Yes.
In the similar fashion, what you are doing over there in your local, same thing it will do, but it is automated. Why automated? When I go to the triggers section, I can enable continuous integration. Continuous integration in itself means whenever you integrate any code to the source control means Azure repos in our case. So whenever a code is integrated, automatically this will trigger the pipeline. That's why there is enable continuous integration. So as soon as I push my code, this pipeline will run, and as soon as this pipeline will run, it will run and it will create the artifact. And once the artifact is done, what it will do? It will trigger a release pipeline. This is a release pipeline. Here we'll create a release pipeline. In this fashion, everything is automated. That's what we call it DevOps. DevOps is nothing but the automation. Means build is automated, release is automated, everything is automated. Okay, so actually it's okay, it's fine if you ask the questions in between, but if we go by this, like we start and start one by one, like going to the Azure repos, then I should create a pipeline, then I should go to the release pipeline, you will automatically understand what we are doing here. Got it what I'm saying, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 10:13. I have a class at 10:30. We'll continue this. Okay. Next time we'll perform this. Okay. Pipeline, release pipeline and build pipeline both. We'll see how a pipeline works. Okay.
So-
What is a deployment group? All these things we'll see. Yeah, go ahead.
So can we create one self-hosted agent?
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We create the VM and then we'll create the self-hosted
Yes.
agent, right? There. Or
Yes.
directly.
Yes. Okay, we'll continue in next class.